Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Welcome back to Going Beyond the Castle. I am your host, and not joined by anyone else, co-host wise, Ashley Root. I'm joined tonight by two very special guests. Somewhat special is the Katie. Hello, Katie.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me in this co-host adventure tonight. I'm also joined by a way more important guest, Alexa. Alexa, hello.
Hi.
Super excited for tonight's episode. I'm gonna jump into it because we've got a lot to go over, and I want to give Alexa a chance to really just dive into what she has for us. First and foremost, I'm not going over news tonight. I always do the news. I posted news on TikTok, on the Facebook page, because there's a lot of news that dropped today, guys. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, we got the Buzz announcement, we got Big Thunder Mountain, we got free dining, and then I was like, is it gonna stop or are we just gonna keep going?
Bluey.
And we got Bluey. That's super exciting. But yeah, all the things. We got a opening date for Soarin' Across America. And I'm sure Katie's job became more difficult today. But that's neither here nor there. Like I said, we're joined tonight by Alexa. She is with Baby Quip. Baby Quip is a rental company. They are Orlando-based Baby Quip quality provider who is changing the game for Disney-bound families. From Disney-approved stroller to full-size cribs delivered right to your resort, she's helping parents leave the heavy lifting behind so they can focus on making memories. She's joining us today to explain how she makes the magic happen at Walt Disney World. And it truly is magic.
It is. I used to work for the Mouse for a few years back, and I loved bringing the magic to guests. And it's kind of cool how it made it full circle, and I still feel like I am doing that because it's not like a stroller and a crib by itself is an exciting thing per se, but
yeah,
it's comfort. Like when you have that down packed, like a sleep and a comfortable space for your child to sit in, then you can focus on all the rest of the stuff. So our goal is to make things stress free, and that's how we bring the magic.
yeah, definitely. As someone who travels into Walt Disney World, and we have two young kids, they're 7 and 8, and we started traveling with them when they were like 5 and 6. So like,
Yeah.
our first trip, we brought a stroller, and getting that thing through TSA and through the airport, I would not recommend to anyone. I'm pretty sure I rewarded myself with a beer once we were through TSA because I was like, that was probably the hardest part of the trip, was getting everyone through TSA in the stroller with all the bags. It's chaos.
It's so much stuff with the kids too, and the younger they are, it's like the more stuff they need.
It's ridiculous.
And it is like one way to just leave it all at home, and then you can rent through us. So you mentioned strollers is a big one, right? So you don't want to haul the stroller, but also a place to sleep. So Disney resorts, a lot of families stay at Disney resort property, one of them. They offer a first come first serve, mind you. You can put in the request, but it's not even guaranteed, for either a mini crib, which has a pretty thin basic mattress, or a standard pack and play. And when I say standard, I mean like the baseboard, like standard pack and play, which is fine. They're both very safe places for babies, but it's first come first serve. You don't know what you're gonna get, what kind of condition, and when you rent from us, you can choose between a full-size crib with a standard mattress, or even upgraded to a Newton mattress, which is super popular with parents in the last few years. We have mini cribs with a Newton mattress. We have standard pack and plays. There are some parents who just want a standard pack and play, but they know from us at least it's going to be very clean. We use non-toxic materials to clean them because you're putting your baby or your toddler or your older kiddo in there. And we also have bassinets too for those who bring like infants. And that's just the start of it. We have high chairs, we've got bath supports, we have toys. I mean, we have so many things. Basically, if you can think of it for a kid, we probably have it. Like slumber pods are really big.
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool.
Yeah, no, it's really helpful, especially in hotels. If you don't have like 2 rooms and your kid goes to sleep at hopefully 7 or 8, let's say. Saying that. That doesn't mean you want to go to sleep at 7 or 8. So you have this safe tent it's designed for that can go over a mini crib or a pack and play or something, so that it gives that pitch blackness, but you can still, watch TV or talk to your partner, whoever, right? Without having to, tiptoe around and turn off all the lights and be like so careful. It's all of those little things that you don't necessarily prep for in advance before going on vacation, and you're like, oh, well, that was a little more difficult than I thought, like going through TSA with all this stuff. So
and we took the boys back in September, and our big thing was like, trying to keep the lights off so they'd go to sleep, but also trying to bathe one and, let one watch TV until the other one was out of the bath. And then once all the lights were off, one of us was like, okay, who's going to get breadsticks at the food court? And by the time one of us would go to the food court, bring back the breadsticks, they'd be asleep. And now we're like, well, we can't eat in the dark. So we'd have our phones like flashlights on the breadsticks and the Alfredo sauce. And that was like, after like night 2 of doing that, we were like, okay, well, I guess this is a nightly thing now and we'll just figure it out.
Yeah.
So that would have been
do on
amazing.
Vacation. It's so funny. And one thing that we do too is we can talk to the families before they book if they have questions and help guide to decide, well, what kinds of things are you looking for? What kinds of gear would you need, or what's a pain point that you're trying to focus on? And stroller wise, there are a lot of competitors for stroller rentals. So I'm going to talk about why ours is so special. So first of all, don't rent a stroller at the Disney park. They're just plastic and horrible. And unless
they don't look comfortable,
they're terrible. Like, I mean, it's great in a pinch. Instead of having to carry your kid, right? But if you can prep beforehand and you know about outside rentals, it's better to go that route. So for us, we have, and I'm talking specifically my husband and I. So my husband is Eric. So it's Eric and Alexa through BabyQuip. BabyQuip is, think of like Airbnb, but for baby gear rentals. So me and my husband, we operate company through the BabyQuip platform and umbrella. And so there are different providers in Orlando, but Eric and I specifically, we have like, I want to say 30 different types of strollers, like different brands, different types that are good from newborn to big kid. And you don't see that variety with most of the rentals because, I mean, it makes sense. Their thing is like a quantity thing, and quantity wise, like if you have 3 of the same, it's easier to turn and churn. For us, we focus on like the quality of the strollers, and I am constantly on top of the latest trends of what's the most popular stroller now, and what are the features, and what's good for newborns versus not, and the weight capacities of each. I mean, you can name a brand and I can be like, oh, that's the weight capacity per seat. It has an adjustable handlebar. It does recline. Like, I know all those things. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
And A really popular question we get is, are your strollers within the Disney guidelines? And that's a
Right.
really big thing because Disney, compared to Universal, because we do have families who rent with us who go to Universal too, because we service Orlando. With Disney, they have the stroller size rule of 31 by 52 inches. It cannot be bigger than that.
Right.
And we make sure that the majority of our strollers are within the guidelines. If they're not, it's clearly marked. But if we see someone book one that is not within the guidelines, we message them immediately and we say, just making sure you know that this is not a Disney approved stroller or whatever. It's happened rarely when they just missed the note and they're like, oh, thank you so much. And we make a swap for them for something that fits their needs. Like a wagon, for instance. You know, they don't allow wagons unless you have pre approval. So,
Right.
yeah, just so many different types of strollers over the last 5 years of being a parent, but 3 years of doing this. They're constantly coming out with new strollers.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, the brands, it's like every 3 months I hear of a new version or a new update. I'm like, one of the things we do is we try to update our inventory very
Yeah.
well, and everything is kept up really well. If it starts to show wear and tear, we retire it because we want it to look like new. If I wouldn't put my kid in it, I'm not going to rent it.
Yeah.
I'm very
Definitely.
picky. So,
I mean, that's good though.
yeah.
My wife is a daycare teacher, so she's also very on top of like all of the
Yes.
stroller car seat trends and is always like, "Oh my gosh, look at this car seat."
Yeah.
So, I definitely
Yeah.
get where you're coming from there. So how do you guys like, you're coordinating pick up and drop off
Hmm.
from the airport at the resorts? Walk me through kind of how that works.
Yeah. So the majority of people do choose to have delivery at their resort because most of them are like strollers and cribs. There's not really a need to go to the airport. It's very rare we do. It's only if we have car seats, a car seat rental. And in that case, when they go ahead and book, they'll choose a 2 hour time frame, a window, and we message them immediately. We chat about where we're going to meet. So it's typically the outside of the front lobby of the resort. And I'm talking Disney specifically because Disney is particular with deliveries. So we make sure that we follow all of those guidelines. So we have to meet in person at the Disney resorts, except for Swan and Dolphin, which technically it's because it's Marriott, it's not Disney, right? So we can leave at bell services. But otherwise, we meet in person. We show them all the gear, how to use like all of the different functionalities, and answer any questions. And then we're pretty flexible with the pickup and delivery times. Like if you have to leave at a certain time, we'll, as long as we discuss it in advance,
Right.
we make it work, right?
Right.
But typically they'll pick a 2 hour time frame where they know they'll be at the resort, and we let them know our ETA during that time. But we try to give like really realistically like a 30-minute time frame. They're going to be sitting outside waiting for 2 hours for the delivery.
Yeah,
We're
right.
constantly texting them, like not in an annoying way, but in a communication way, like, hey, this is where we are. I saw that your flight landed. Let us know when you leave the airport. So we're really communicative with our customers just to make sure that it's really a smooth handoff and we don't like ghost people. Like we make sure that we arrive when we say we're going to arrive, and it's me or Eric. Every once in a while, we have someone helping us, but it we give that like personalized touch,
Yeah,
and that's something that's really fun for us.
definitely.
And making sure that we get it. We're parents too. So we
Right.
understand what it's like. We love to travel. We like to travel with our kid, and it's tough. It's tiring, and you want to be able to focus on like the fun stuff. So
Yeah.
that's yeah. So the delivery and pickup, we work with them pretty easily, and if they have specific requests, we just talk about it beforehand.
Man, there's nothing worse than the embarrassment and secondhand embarrassment of watching someone attempt to fold up a stroller they've never pushed before.
Oh my gosh, I
It's so
know.
terrible. Sometimes my own stroller won't even fold up, and I'm looking around like, I swear I have folded this
Oops.
thing up a million times, and it's just not doing it this time, guys. So, like, that's
I
good
will
that you stay with
say,
people.
yeah, every fold differently. There's different latches on different
Yeah.
sides. Like,
Yeah.
so it's you have to like know how to. And if let's say we're delivering at Bell Services and they're not familiar with the stroller, we say if you have any questions, like text us, call us, let us know. Like we're happy to
Yeah.
show you. We can send you a YouTube video of how to close the stroller. Like we want to make sure that they're all good. But when we meet in person, we show them, and then most of the time they have no idea that those are the features, and we just share like
Yeah.
how easy things are, because we also pick strollers based on how easy it is for things. So for example, people who need advice on what stroller to get, and they've got a 3 and a 4 year old, I'm just making it up. Do they want a tandem stroller so that if they're staying at a Skyliner resort, they just roll it right on?
Right.
Or do they prefer a side by side because of X, Y, and Z reason? Now, if you're taking the bus, you have to take them down, fold them up either way. If you're
Yeah.
taking the monorail, you just roll them right on. But the Skyliner, if you're going to be taking that a lot of the time, a lot of people opt for the tandem. But sometimes, depending on the stroller, it's easier to push, and depending on the weight of your kids, it's better to have a side by side, even though you have to fold it for the Skyliner. So it's really weighing those, and we help decide and discuss that with people. And sometimes their original thought ends up not being the choice that they go with after we explain, like, well, this is how you would fold the strollers. And they're like, oh, that's actually really easy. Oh, we'll just go that way. Oh, no,
Yeah.
my kid is definitely going to nap and we want to be on the Skyliner. Like, I just want to roll it right on.
Yeah.
Noted, you know?
Yeah.
So just
We
seeing what their preferences are.
we had the side by side a couple years ago in the march from like the Pop Century Skyliner to the Epcot Skyliner. Some
Mm-hmm.
of the worst times of my life, quite honestly. Um, do you guys weird question. Did you guys or did you offer the pocket strollers, the ones that like fold up into like the squares?
So I use that for my son, or I did. I actually stopped using that. I used that for my son as a personal stroller when I would pop in and out to the parks. Because I live 10 minutes from the parks, we can
Right.
go for a couple hours here and there. So when
Yeah.
we did that, we used the pocket strollers,
It's
the
so
GB
cool.
Pocket. It's awesome because they fold up so small, and then we'd roll right in. But we usually don't have like a bunch of stuff with us because we're
Yeah.
like quick in and out. Um, we don't rent those because it's not
There's no
it's not
storage in
really
it, really.
conducive to people who are visiting and staying there for longer days. You're right. The
Right.
storage is really small. Um, I don't. Oh gosh, I can't believe I don't remember this. I want to say it doesn't recline, and
I don't think it did. We had them.
I couldn't remember.
Um,
But I know the sunshade, not great.
not great.
So for all of those reasons, we decided not to rent them out.
That makes sense.
Um, but we have some small strollers that are not quite as small as the GB Pocket, but are smaller, lightweight strollers that do
Yeah.
fold up pretty condensely. And those are popular. We have an Up a Baby menu that is pretty
Yeah, I've
popular.
heard of those.
And like that's a great one for someone who wants to go on a cruise too. So if they want to go on a cruise, since it folds up small, it doesn't take up so much space in the room, because we know
It
cruise
takes up so
ship
much room.
rooms are so small. So you don't want a stroller taking up so much space. I mean, in your resort rooms too, but
Yeah.
there's more space there. So yeah, it really depends on like what people prioritize. Something small, easy, or I need the biggest basket possible to fit all my stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I'll get a double stroller, even though I have one kid, so I could shove all my stuff in
Yeah.
another seat. Like, and I've had that happen. So
I need to
yeah.
actually smuggle a Great Dane into Magic Kingdom. Can you help me accommodate there?
I have a giant stroller that probably would accommodate that based on their weight.
Right, yeah, your wheels start spinning for sure.
I know. That's really fun.
You know, while you mentioned it, why don't you talk about, because we were talking about it before, you know, your accommodations as far as like Disney Cruise Line and how you guys play that out.
Yeah. So those are definitely less common for us. But what does happen is sometimes families who do like a half and half vacation, where they do at least a day or more at the Disney parks, and then take a cruise immediately after. With the child, especially if they're a lot younger, they do want a stroller that they could take not only to the park but to the cruise. So we'll drop it off with them on Disney property, depending where they're staying or whatever, and they can take it with them on the cruise, come back, and we pick it up from them. So that's the most common. I will say for like sleep accommodations, again, because cruise rooms are so small, they don't, there's not like, you're not going to roll on a full size cradle onto a cruise. That
Right,
would
yeah.
be,
That would be hilarious.
I wonder if anyone has tried to do that.
Yeah.
That would be something. But I know, because I did go on a cruise once with my son when he was 1.5, Disney Fantasy, and they had a pack and play, a diaper pail ready for me. I didn't even request it. I was actually like pleasantly surprised. I was like, wow, they're very forward thinking. So you don't get those at the Disney resorts unless, you know, anyway.
How do we make that happen?
Yeah, but so we did that, and they made that sleep part easy. Plus you've got the curtains, so you don't necessarily need like a slumber pod and all that stuff. But you can rent a slumber pod from us and bring that. That's the blackout tent for those of you who don't know. And bring that to your cruise and use that too. So you would be able to do that. We don't deliver to Cape Canaveral because it is
Right.
quite far from the Disney parks. But if you are already in the Disney park area, we deliver to you and then we pick up from there as well.
Right. That's a super cool idea. Just the whole like being able to accommodate people who are going on cruises is
Yeah.
an excellent idea. You know, aside from like the strollers and how you guys think about, you know, renting family strollers, what do you think is like an unsung hero that people aren't thinking about that they should be?
Baby bathtubs. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. They're like, how do I bathe my baby? Or they don't think about it.
Yeah.
So we have bath supports, because the resort, whether they have a tub or not, for really little ones who can't sit up,
Yeah.
it's difficult. I mean, a lot of people do it. They hold their baby and then they're kind of showering with the baby, and like
Chaos.
the partner's washing them. I mean, it's a lot harder than it would have to be if they just had like a simple little baby bathtub. So that's a really popular add-on to a lot of stuff we have. Step stools too, like toddler step stools,
Oh,
is
yeah.
another small popular add-on that we rent. And I mentioned the slumber pod, but that,
Hmm.
I think that was one of our top non-stroller rental items last year.
I kind of want one.
So It
for me.
was, yeah, it was really popular. Very helpful to have that blackout space just for their kids so that you can still have the lights on and have a chat with whoever else is in your room while your
Yeah.
baby is asleep. And inside the little pocket, you have a sound machine, which we rent to. And that way you can still actually like have a life in the room after they go to sleep. Yeah.
What about sanitation? What kind of
Yeah.
sanitation do you guys do?
So that's super important to us. With the well, the process is a little different from each, but essentially, Baby Quip as a whole. So if you rent stuff from a Baby Quip provider in California, shout out to Bree Talkie. She's who I partner with over there. She's amazing. She's been doing this for like 9 years. I've been doing this for 3. We have a set of standards that we have to meet already as Baby Quip providers. Now, Eric and I, we make sure that we take kind of an extra step just because we really care about it. But non-fragrant, safe products, non-toxic products, we steam our products
Oh, yeah.
with our strollers, depending on how they come back, we'll do like a deep scrub. We don't just do a wipe down, and I will say I do, of a stroller company that they literally just like wipe it down. Um, Not how we do it. We make sure like we check everywhere. And other kids sat in it and ate their snacks, and it'll come
pooped
back
in it.
with like the snacks and glitter from Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and sunscreen and all that. So we clean all of that off. So we vacuum, we steam, we use non-toxic sanitation products for anything that needs to be laundered. So sheets for the cribs, the Newton mattress covers, those kinds of things, or liners for the strollers. Those all get washed with non-fragrant, eco-friendly laundry detergent. So that's how we do it.
Have you ever had a stroller like come back in such bad shape, like gross wise, that you're like, I'm taking this one offline. We can't do that. There's no coming back.
So my husband Eric, he was a firefighter for 10 years.
Okay.
So I feel like nothing's really gross to him. He has seen the worst of the worst. Me, on the other hand, if I see it come back, I'm like, here you go, honey. Like, do it. Usually what it is like, it's usually food that's like caked on. And most of the time, like our customers, our families are apologetic. They're like, we're so sorry. And I'm like, that means your kid had fun. Like, it's okay. It's part of the process. And we clean it so that the next family has a super clean stroller. And it's usually like, I'm trying to think, it's usually like food or sand gets like stuck in the little crevices. Yeah.
Crazy.
We have had the occasional bodily fluids.
I was thinking a good blowout, but also that, I suppose.
Oh, that too. Surprisingly, in our 3 years, that has rarely happened. Rarely happened. And if we can't get it out, like from the sheet or whatever, we just toss the sheet. It's fine. Yeah.
Interesting.
If it's like really, really awful, like, throw up or something like that, I mean, depending on how difficult it is to get out, like if it's a car seat, because you have to follow the manufacturer guidelines, we're super picky about that. We do not just toss any kinds of chemicals on there. You can't. Then we may have to charge like a small extra cleaning fee, but I think we've only done that once in 3 years. were charging that extra fee. And it was like, because it was 3 car seats and it was really bad from the same family. Poor kids. They had it rough.
Yeah. I feel like if they're that bad, then they don't need to be kept, because who knows what is like in the fabric of those car seats.
Oh yeah, we tossed those. Really,
good for you.
Good for you. And so I will say, Baby Quip is very good about that. And when you book with us, insurance is already included. So if a stroller gets damaged or lost or stolen or something like that, it's covered. So there's like a small claim fee of like $25. Mm-hmm. And then that's it. Like the customer wouldn't have to like buy out the stroller or anything like that.
Yeah.
Insurance is included in every single one of the rentals, which is really great. And same thing with car seats. So car seats, we don't do a lot of those. We do rent them out every once in a while if we have special requests, but we follow the manufacturer guidelines. And then Baby Quip, if there is any kind of damage to the car seat, Baby Quip will let us toss it and reimburse us for a new car seat, because that's like a safety issue. So we ask our families after they use the car seats, hey, were you in any fender benders or anything, just to make sure, because there are some car seats that if it is in a fender bender, or if it was like tumbled down the stairs or something like crazy weird, you need to talk. We make the effort to ask, because that's what we would want if we rented a car seat and had our kid in it. Rental car seats are scary. They are, they are not handled well, and they're dirty. Like, it's just rough. So
I feel like in general, people just don't take car seat safety as seriously as they should.
No. And some people just don't know either. So that's something that we educate ourselves on. And again, my husband as a firefighter, like safety is a big #1 thing for him and us in general. So we're really big on safety. We inspect our cribs too. There was a family who, I think it was about a month ago or something, they called us panicking. And they're like, we rented a crib from another company when we put our baby in it, and then the bottom collapsed and the baby fell. And I was like, oh my God. So they gave them a damaged crib, and I'm like, I'm so sorry that happened to you from another company. It wasn't us. So we brought them another crib immediately. Oh, and they brought them the wrong stroller too. And I'm like, oh, yeah. So we made sure we fixed all that. And I was telling them, what we do is when we get an item back, we do a quality check. Yeah. And we do a quality check before we send it out too. So we make sure, my husband checks the cribs and he makes sure that all the screws are still on and the latches and everything. And then that the strollers function properly, because again, you're renting stuff for like your special, most prized possessions. Yeah. Cleanliness is super important. And then the functionality of the item is like top. So that's something extra that we make sure that we do between every single rental. And when I say we clean everything between every rental, new family goes through our cleaning process. We never doubled it ever. So, yeah.
That's excellent. Yeah. I have one more question, and then we'll give you a chance to talk about your Disneyland partner. What's one piece of advice you'd give to anyone that you know traveling to either, California or Florida for the theme parks? What would you tell them? Besides, don't ride, it's a small world.
Okay. I disagree with that. I love small world. I love It's a small world. It's very nostalgic for me, but I would never wait in line for it. So there's that. That would be my advice. No, for real, my advice would be, and since I'm on the kid topic, baby topic, like enjoy the little moments. We think a lot about ride, line, the lightning lane.
Food.
We got to go to our reservation for dinner and this. And we can sometimes get lost in that because we want to hit everything and hit all the magic. You sometimes miss the actual magic moments in between. I remember for my son's 3rd birthday, we spent an entire day in Magic Kingdom, which is, as a local, very rare to do a open to close day, but we did for his 3rd birthday. And did we go on rides? Did we actually get Lightning Lane that day? We did. But my favorite memory was us sitting eating Mickey bars for 20 minutes on a park bench. Like, it was just watching them light up and be happy. We weren't rushing in the moment. Those are the special things. And when you don't have to worry about stressing yourself out with things, whether it is baby gear in the stroller because you had to like go through TSA with everything and you're just like already overwhelmed, anything you could do to make things a little stress-free kind of helps set the tone and appreciate those in-between moments, because I think that's what sets Disney apart. It's not necessarily the rides, although the rides are awesome. I mean, we go for rides, but we don't just go for rides, we go for the feeling. And just the atmosphere is so different and unique to our everyday. Walking around and looking at things, hearing things, smelling things, like the 5 senses, which is really big for kids, experience that. You don't want all of their 5 senses to be line all day. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough for the kids, but it's tough for you too. So that would be my advice, is to really take in those like special little moments and appreciate when they're little and enjoying it at those special ages.
Yeah, we like from our trip in September, my favorite memories are like playing football in the football section of All Star Sports every morning. We took one of those Nerf footballs that whistles, and I'd throw it as far as I could. And can you keep throwing it further? I'm like, guys, my arm hurts.
I know,
but
they could do it forever.
I would love to. Yeah. So and I am a huge proponent of that as well. Just like not putting too much pressure on all the big moments and to take in the small moments and the not so great moments as well.
Exactly.
So
I love that.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Do you want to talk about your Disneyland partner while we're here?
Yes. So Brianna and Will, also another husband-wife duo, and they've been baby equip providers in the Anaheim area. They started in LA, but then they moved to Anaheim for like 9 years now. And she is a fantastic provider. We have very similar values, which is why we partnered up together, because she's very thorough with her cleaning. Her guest experience skills are top notch. She knows the baby gear industry. We know our strollers. Like, she knows Disney. She visits Disney. She's got young kids. So very similar to me and my husband in that sense, where we just connect a lot. So we provide kind of coast to coast service, and we work with travel agents a lot. So Bree and I have a lot of partnerships with travel agents, so that if they have questions as they're helping plan vacations for their families, their clients, they can go to either Bree or I, depending if it's Anaheim, they go to Bree, or Orlando, they go to me and Eric. And it's really cool because at least they know they'll get like a similar a similar level of high quality experience.
Right.
And it's been, yeah, we've partnered together for the last couple of years, and it's been great. And we've got some things up our sleeves and plans that will expand a little bit beyond Baby Quip. So we'll keep you posted on that. But we're both very creative entrepreneurs, and we're excited to kind of bounce off each other different ideas.
I'm excited to know what that is before anyone else. So
yeah, okay. When we have like things a little more like solid, but it's going to be in the same realm of focusing on families who vacation with their kids. And that's just something that we're both really passionate about, understand a lot. So we may have some products we create, or
how ominous.
We've got some things in our brains, which will be fun. But another woman business owner to work with has been such a dream. She's so fun.
Yeah.
And and we get it as moms. It's tough to do it. I just left corporate a month ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And now I do this full time, and I am just very excited for what's to come.
I threaten to leave corporate all the time. Rob, if you're listening, I will leave corporate if I need to. Call me in your office one more time.
We can have conversations about that.
I can't anger my boss while we're here. Awesome. Well, Alexa, thank you for coming on and, giving your spiel about all of that. I didn't think about all the planning that goes into it and how well you guys care for your parents that rent for you, and how well you guys care for them and think about everything they're going through when they're on vacation. That's awesome.
Yeah. We really do love it. We love them. We love what we do, and they're usually so grateful and so fun. I mean, we have the best families who come. It's great. And if anyone ever, mentions to you or asks you questions, like use me as a guide, as a specialist for those kinds of questions. I'm more than happy to talk to anyone about. I could talk about strollers for hours. So
I'm gonna link you up with my wife when she wants to talk about it. I'll be like, you need to call Alexa. You guys
great. I love it.
Cool.
Well, thank you, Ashley.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us where we can find you on all the social medias and all the places.
Yeah, so I'm the most active on Instagram, and it is babyquip_Alexa and Eric in Orlando. I know it's a little bit long when I say it out loud. And then if you go there, then we have links to book with us, or you can DM us. So that's going to be the main place to go. We also have, I have a Facebook page too, and it is Baby Quip, baby gear rentals, baby gear. Oh gosh. If you type Baby Quip, Alexa and Eric will pop up.
I'm sure you can find it. Yeah. I'll find it and I'll tag you guys so that way everyone knows where to find you.
So specifically, if you type in Baby Quip in general on Google, a bunch of stuff will pop up. So you have to put in Alexa and Eric Orlando, and then that will be us specifically. That's like saying
did that earlier.
Airbnb, and there's a ton of options. So that's also something cool. Like we went to Maine last year, and we rented gear from a Baby Quip provider up there. So that's the cool thing with Baby Quip. It is global. But for Disney, us specifically, what we talked about today is not for other providers. It's really how we operate things.
Right. Let's be Baby Quip providers in Indianapolis. I'm going to be the Baby Quip provider. Yeah. There's probably absolutely no market for it, but I'm going to start one.
Well, and sorry, not to go more on a tangent.
You're
And
okay.
Katie, I can't wait to hear your story too. I'm very excited for the topic. But there are a lot of providers who do this kind of like as an extra side thing for some extra
Yeah.
cash in markets that aren't as busy as Orlando and Anaheim. Orlando and
Yeah.
Anaheim / LA are the busiest markets for baby quip,
Oh,
just
I'm sure.
naturally because of Disney and travel and everything. But I'm telling you, the one in Maine, it's not a busy market at all, but she has some baby gear set aside and she gets a few orders a month. It's great. And, some
Yeah.
extra money for a couple deliveries here and there. It's a great side gig for a lot of people, but a lot of us in Anaheim and Orlando, it's our full-time thing. So
Right. Yeah.
really supporting that like small family business is kind of what with us, and we cheer on every order we get through. My husband and I look at each other and we like high five, and we're like, yay, another one. Like we get so excited. So
Yeah.
not just a number, we really do care, and that's what we plan to continue doing.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to it, and like I said, we'll have you back, and we can check in and see how things are
Yeah.
going, and we'll go from
Yeah,
there.
I mean, we could talk all kinds of topics because I used to work
Yeah.
for Disney too. We visit
Yeah.
Disney with my 5-year-old. So, yeah, definitely can't wait to come back.
For sure. All right, Katie. You've been so patient.
I know, you're so great.
Let's you went on a Disney cruise.
I did.
Tell me all the details that I need to know. Where'd you go? What ship were you on? Who were the key players? So on and so forth. Let's hear it.
So we went on a cruise last week.
way.
So we did Sunday through Friday, and we left out of Port Canaveral.
I was told Thursday and freaked out when I did not hear from you. Your new location did not update on Thursday. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there that I somehow was told Thursday. Continue.
I told you Friday, and you even looked at it. Anyways, yeah, it was Sunday to Friday. It was actually my birthday last week too, so that was basically why we went. But we went on the Disney Fantasy and had a blast. It was actually a themed cruise this round. It was Pixar. What was it called?
Pixar Day at Sea.
Pixar Day at Sea is what it was called. So they had one of the sea days was Pixar everything. Granted, the whole cruise was Pixar everything, but they had one dedicated sea day where it was like you could have breakfast with Toy Story characters, you could meet The Incredibles, you could meet Rex, which Rex is a very rare character to meet. And then they had like Mike and Sully where you could meet them separately in the atrium, and then they still had like all the princesses you could meet, and a boat, no pun intended, a boatload of characters.
Yeah.
I used to also be a Jungle Cruise skipper, so if you hear me say a bunch of puns, I'm so sorry. But yes, so
we all love a good pun.
One or two of them, sure.
But yes, the cruise was amazing. It left out, like I said, it left out of Port Canaveral, and even though it was a 5-night cruise, we only went to Lookout Key at Lighthouse Point and Nassau. Those were the only 2 ports we went to. So the day after you embarked, so the following day, it was a sea day, and then you did Lookout Key. I keep saying Lighthouse because it's just easier, but Lookout Key, and then Nassau sea day, and then we came home. So
Gotcha.
It was nice to have the ports like
back
in
to
the
back.
middle. Yeah. I tend to like cruises that have a lot more ports and less sea days, just because you like to get off the boat and explore, new places. But this one was nice. We spent a lot of time on the pool deck and just kind of relaxed and had unlimited ice cream.
Yes.
Yep. Gotta do that.
Because the Fantasy, you can just walk up, make your own soft serve, and then walk away. Now the Wish, you have to go up to a counter, tell them what you want, then they'll make it for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Because I've only been on the Fantasy, so I just knew the walking up. Interesting.
Yeah. Fantasy is by far my favorite. Granted, I've only been on the Fantasy and the Wish, but I, hands down, love the Fantasy. My favorite thing to do on Disney cruises, because I'm a Disney fanatic, are the trivias. I love the trivias. I did not know how competitive people were on those trivias, though. Until we did them, and I was like, oh, these people are for real for a plastic medal. But, the medals
How many
are
plastic
adorable.
medals did you get while you were on your cruise?
This one, 0, because there were cheaters.
Ooh.
Oh, boo.
I love that your mom also chimed in and said, yeah, because she knows how many times you've done Disney trivia on these cruises.
Yeah. The last time she was on the Fantasy with me, that was the Halloween on the High Seas we did on the Fantasy. There were multiple times where we would sit in one trivia and I'd be like, go to the next one and I'll meet you there. Because they would be back to back and you didn't know like if the one would run over or, because they're supposed to be only allotted 30 minutes each. And one could be on one side of the ship than the other. So
gotcha.
But yeah, trivia is probably one of my favorites to do. Granted, again, it's a cruise. You're there to relax, but they have a boatload of things to do. So
did you do any of the shows?
Yes. Like the nighttime shows on the Fantasy, they have Aladdin, Disney's Believe, Frozen, and then if you're on a longer cruise, they have like some random act that is contracted with them. This round, it was a ventriloquist. The last time, it was like it was a band similar to like Stomp, where they would do percussion on like trash cans, or they would make their own instruments out of things. So my husband and I, we did Frozen, Believe, and we watched the ventriloquist. When we went on our cruise in December, we were on the Wish, and we had already seen Aladdin because Aladdin also plays on the Wish, so we didn't really go see that one. But since he had never seen the other shows, I was like, let's go watch them. We have nothing else to do because we also had the later dinner, which that was a first for me. In the past, I've gotten lucky with the 5:45 dinner. I'm like, that's a normal time to eat, not the 8:15 dinner. But I had to snack a lot to keep myself.
Yeah.
Myself
Alexa,
going.
how many medals do you have from Disney trivia?
I got one. It was Disney music. Nice. Where they play like 3 seconds of the song, and yeah, I knew all of them. I was so excited for that one.
Nice.
But I was so surprised that I was not even close to the biggest Disney fan on the ship. Like it's competitive. It's crazy.
Yes.
Sure.
And at this time, because my husband doesn't really care for the trivias and stuff. So when I went on the Disney Fantasy, it was with our 1.5-year-old at the time. So anytime that he went down for a nap, my husband's like, perfect, I'll chill in the room. And I'm like, great, I'll go to trivia.
Yes.
So it was like
that.
Perfect. A cruise talk about stress-free vacations. I think a cruise for kids is like such an underrated, easy vacation. When they're hungry, you go grab something to eat. If they don't like the food, you ask them for something else. Like, it's just so easy. It's
Or you just
so
get them ice cream.
easy. Or you get them ice cream, seriously. Yeah, so I have one metal or plastic trophy, whatever you want to call it.
We're all winners in my book.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing with like the cruise lines, they have kids club, or they call them the Oceaneers Club. So, you know, if the parents want a kid-free like time, they're like, here, you can go here, have fun with kids, and then
their
parents can
themes
go
so
else.
cute.
I've seen
Like
those,
really
yeah.
cute. I know, Ashley, you said never ride It's Small World, but they do have a nursery themed It's a Small World, and I think that's so adorable.
That is really cute.
Although you do have to pay for the nursery. So if they're under, I think, age 2, or if they're not potty trained or something, don't quote me on it. I'm not a Disney cruise expert, but you do have to pay for that. It's, I think ages 2 and up, or whatever that threshold is, then it's free. So like toddlers and school age kids, they have the free clubs, but if it's the nursery, there is a cost to it. So yeah, just so you know.
How much is it?
Oh gosh, I don't remember. I remember we looked at it and we're like, it's okay. It wasn't like crazy, but our kid wasn't in daycare yet, and we didn't feel comfortable bringing him around all that sickness. And I'm like, the worst thing that can happen on a 7-day cruise is we put him in the nursery the second day and then he gets sick. And then what do we do the rest of the cruise? So we're like, we just kept him around. And the splash pads, they're so good. They're really, really cute. I think, is the Fantasy Nemo?
Yes.
Yeah, it's adorable. It's really, really cute.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you didn't enjoy the splash pad, Katie, but
and if you did, it's okay. Maybe your husband did. Who knows?
Totally.
No, but it is really cute. That one is Nemo, and then the big water slide is the Aqua Duck on the Fantasy, and then the Aqua Mouse is on the Wish, which is the one where it's like it has videos as you go up.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
And it'll spray water at you.
Oof.
Oh, lovely.
You're like, oh, great.
I want to get wet when I'm on a water ride.
Fun little surprise.
Yeah. But, Katie, how did Wayne enjoy the cruise? I don't want to incorrectly say that Wayne isn't a huge Disney guy, but like he's not a Disney guy by any means. So I'm just curious his take on like all of the happenings.
No, he's really not. He's not a big Disney guy, but he enjoyed it. He really enjoyed it because it was my birthday and he wanted me to be happy. So, yeah. But no, he enjoys them. Just because he doesn't get to do a lot of vacations or relax or anything, so it's kind of a nice getaway for us, and a getaway from the girls, the dogs. Let them have fun at daycare, get their energy out, you know, vacation for the whole family.
Yeah. Before I wanna hit lookout key, but before we do that, I want to give you a chance to talk about Pet Paradise. And before you do, I'll say that I did drop off with you at Pet Paradise back in January when I came into town, and you know, from the probably 20 minutes I spent in the lobby, I was impressed. And Katie gave me the access to the webcams so that I can watch my dog that she has sometimes when she's at daycare, and I watched the webcams on there, and the employees are so good with the dogs, and the dogs just follow the employees around all day. And so, yeah, I wanted to give you a chance to talk about Pet Paradise in Orlando.
Yeah, so the location I use is the Lake Buena Vista Pet Paradise, and they do really well with the dogs. What we do, we use 2 rooms. Since we have 3 dogs, we don't want to cram them all into one room. So, unfortunately, Zoe gets her own room, but they are right next. She is still right next to the other 2. It's also because Bella and Zoe sometimes will get into it, and we don't want to risk it, so we separate them. They do get to play together at like their playtime, and they
Yeah.
do not leave each other's side, as Ashley can attest. But yeah, they're really good. Their prices are really good as well. I don't know if they do cast discounts necessarily, but they do military, because my husband is a veteran, so we get military discount with them. But they have the Pet Paradise locations, they have a vet there as well. Not on the weekends, but throughout the week they have a vet there. So if anything were to happen while the dogs were staying there, there is a vet there that can look at them. Same with grooming. If you wanted to get the whole shebang done while they're there, you can do a grooming appointment. They also do day camps instead of boarding, so you can drop them off before you go to work, come pick them up after work. That way, if you don't want them sitting at home, you can do that too. So overall, I love Pet Paradise. I did try the one that is on Disney property, and it was good too, but the Pet Paradise one just seems a lot more convenient in my situation. So it really depends on your situation and how you want your dogs to be comfortable.
Yeah. And they have that big pool for the dogs too.
Yeah.
And they have
Yes, they do.
they have a camera on the pool, so you see the dogs just like jumping in the pool and having fun. Oh, it's adorable.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anyone in Orlando needs somewhere to board their dogs, I think the three of us are putting our stamp on Pet Paradise.
And
Yeah, that's
they
awesome.
have
I'll have to check
multiple
them out.
locations. They have multiple like locations also. I know there's one in like Nona. There's one
About to
closer
look.
to the airport too. They're all over the place.
Cool.
Winter Garden, Wesley Chapel, Palm Coast. There's more, but that's the only ones. Yeah, there are a ton of them.
Yeah.
Like Nona, Winter Garden, Sanford. They're all over. All right, tell us about Lookout Key. Tell us about the bridge. Tell us if there were flies all over the food like they were when they first let the content creators on the island, and tell us about how underwhelming it was.
Oh, I didn't know about that part. The walk was long, but it wasn't bad. If you have kids, which I didn't know this until I got off the boat. If you have kids, they actually have wagons that are sitting right outside of like where you can just grab and go essentially. You don't have to like check them out or anything. They're just like, "Oh, you can just take them with you."
Oh.
And
They're
then
stealing your business, Alexa.
Yeah, honestly, they could take the cruise stuff. That's okay. We got the parks though.
Yeah. But
It's
yeah,
a lot of sand to clean.
yes,
I'm
especially
sure.
there. Oh my. But yeah, no, they had little wagons so that like the kiddos didn't have to walk the entire way if they didn't
That's
have a
great.
stroller. So that was really cool. And then similar to Castaway Key, you have to take a tram to get to like wherever you're going. The tram for Lookout Key is a lot longer than Castaway because Castaway's it seems a lot smaller of an island. But it might just be the distance between like the boat and the island, like where everything is.
The short excursion.
Well,
it felt like it.
Is it so far because it's easier to dock? Because I know sometimes they have to cancel Castaway Key a lot because of the weather and they're unable to dock. So is that one of the reasons why they have it further? I mean, I don't know. I'm not an engineer, but I feel like that might have something to do with it. And if it's cancel that or walk a little further, then I think everyone would rather walk a little further.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that's the reason.
I have heard, because my one coworker, he does a lot more cruises than I do with Disney, and he has heard that they have skipped Castaway and gone to Lookout recently. So that could be it. I've never really paid that close attention at Castaway, but Lookout Key, it's like very long port and a very long walkway.
So Google says the main reason the bridge is so long, and this is just the AI summary, so this isn't like me diving into everything. I am prefacing with AI so everyone knows how much of this to believe, which I have heard some of this. It's primarily to protect the surrounding marine ecosystem, specifically the coral reefs.
Oh, good.
And then it says that by keeping the ship docked so far out, it avoids dredging too. So like, you know,
Yeah.
keeping everything at bay and making sure nothing's washed up to the
I
island.
love
So,
that. Yeah, because coral reefs get destroyed by the cruises.
Yeah.
My sister and her husband, they're very into marine life. He's a fisherman. They dive in Miami a lot, and so they do a lot of like research on coral reefs and stuff. And
Oh,
it's
that's
like a big problem in Miami.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is because the cruises. So that makes me happy to hear that they're doing, you know, a little
Yeah.
bit to counteract that, hopefully. So
It says the water's deeper out there too. So
yeah,
maybe they
Yeah.
that
can
makes
dig
sense.
it out. Yeah. So I mean, it all makes sense, but it is AI,
Mhm.
so we'll take it.
Right.
yeah.
All right. So you walked the bridge. You got to Lookout Key. What did you guys have on the agenda?
Really just to relax. Because
Weird.
Lookout Key doesn't have all of the stuff that Castaway has yet. I have heard that they will eventually. They're still trying to get everything situated at the island since it is a newer island. But they do have like the family section, and they do still have the 18 and older section, which is where we stayed. They tend to have a better lunch over in the adult section because they have steak.
Yeah.
Um,
I've heard that.
yeah.
The more you know.
But yeah, we stuck around the adult area until lunchtime, and then we went back to the ship since there's not a whole bunch to do there. We did shop. I got a few souvenirs saying, "Oh, look, I've been here." So,
Did you pick one up for your friend Ashley?
no.
All
Hey,
right, well,
I get
thank you
things that
guys for watching tonight. It was
I
really
get you.
nice for all of you
Hey,
to join. Make
hey
sure
now.
you
That just means you need to go on a
Alexa.
cruise with me.
Ooh, I like
almost have-
that.
Yeah, I almost have Gabby talked into one. I tried to get her to join us tonight so that way it was an easier sell. But she said, I'm going to look at our finances instead. And I'm never going to argue with her looking at our finances because I don't want to do it. I was like, go for it,
No.
girl.
I keep telling you, you just need to go on one with me.
I know. We're going to Disney in June. And like, we just had to put new siding on our house and we're trying to sell it. We've got a lot going on. So the other day when she was like, man, we've got a lot going on. I'm like, yeah, we could probably take a cruise for cheaper to going to Disney in June.
Mhm.
We can jump on a Carnival cruise for probably less than $1,000. I'm just saying. And she said, you're not taking my Disney trip away from me. And I said, okay, whatever. You just tell me where to be and I'll do that. So I'm trying. I'm doing what I can, guys.
I have to say, Katie, so Ashley, you mentioned Carnival really quickly, but I don't know well if you've been to other cruise lines, but I've been to a couple different ones. Not that I'm surprised, but the service on Disney cruises is
I'm sure
so great.
Yeah.
I mean, I only went that one time, and what I experienced, like, it set the bar so high, and I was like, dang.
A lot of people will say once you go on a Disney cruise, you'll never go on another like cruise line. I started on Holland America. That was the very first cruise line I grew up on. And the service on those was also spectacular. Like, I loved them. We would go on 7-day cruises. I would get to know the crew really well to where they'd be like, "Oh, you want that? You want that?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Granted, I was younger. I was like, I want to say I was 10 maybe on my first cruise. So they were all about, service and whatnot. And Holland America is owned by Carnival, but I've also been on a Carnival boat as well. I've been on 2 Carnival ships.
I've never been on a
Yeah,
cruise
and I've
before.
been on Royal Caribbean and one Norwegian, but a few Royal Caribbean, and they're good.
Mhm.
But
They
you
just
want a
don't have
Disney
Mickey
cruise.
waffles. Yeah.
They don't.
Mickey churro waffles.
Churros.
Oh.
The
Churro
Mickey
waffles.
churros.
Oh my goodness.
Granted, it's like the last day, but they still have Mickey churros.
They're delicious.
That sounds so good. All right, well,
I
Disney cruise it
remember
is.
when I went, my husband's like, I'm sorry they didn't have Mickey waffles because I always get the Mickey waffle. And he's like, but they had Mickey churros. I was like, they have what? That was the first time.
Coming
And I
in.
tried them. I'm like, these are amazing. And now I'd much rather have those.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna have to take that cruise.
one day.
All right, Lookout Key. You just hung out, and we're adults the whole time.
Yep.
Super lame. Next day was Nassau.
Mhm.
Did you do anything fun in Nassau? Did you swim with the pigs?
No.
Lame. Okay. Did
We
you do
just walked
anything?
around. We walked around, and I
Oh.
bought a new pair of Crocs because that tends to be my like island buy, or either Crocs or something from Del
What?
Sol.
Okay. You do you, fam.
They're cheaper.
That's what I was about to ask. Are they cheaper? Were they at least cool? Like they weren't just like black Crocs, were they? Oh, of course you're wearing them. Oh, the sandals. You gotta do the sandals. Gotcha.
My dog ate my Mickey ones.
Not shocked. Not
No.
shocked at all. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we talk about being on the ship? Or I'm sorry, before we talk about the last day. Is there anything else that you think is important that we should hit about the actual ship? You didn't meet any characters because the lines were atrocious.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's too bad. Have
And
you done that on other cruises, or was it just this time around you didn't get to?
We've done it on other cruises. Just this round, I was like, this is too many people. I didn't want to wait. We could have been doing other things. So I was like, it's fine. Most of these characters you can meet in the parks. The only one that I really wanted to meet was Rex, and that one was a reservation one. So
They do that.
You had to get a reservation for Rex?
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, when I think about debarking from a ship, it makes me think about deplaning. And are people just lost when it comes to debarkation of a cruise ship? Because man, I hate when people get off a plane.
I don't think so. But you have two different types of people when it comes to debarking.
Tell me more.
You have the people that want to stay on the boat till the absolute last minute
That'll
that
be
they
me.
can, or you have people like me. I want to be the first person off the boat
Really?
because I can take my luggage with me. I don't have to wait for them to call my tag and go searching for my luggage. And two, I don't have a mad rush of people trying to get out of the parking garage all at the same time.
That makes sense.
And
So-
the global entry, right, to come back in, sometimes the line for that could be really long.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Alexa, you
that's
said
the
you went
longest
on the
part.
fantasy too, right?
Uh-huh.
What was your favorite part of the fantasy that Katie didn't cover?
You covered the shows. I think the one I can't remember Wish Upon what was it? The unique
Believe?
one to the ship.
Oh, Disney's Believe.
Disney's Believe. I thought that was really cute. So that's like unique to the cruise, whereas Aladdin, they've had that on Broadway. They had it in Anaheim and Disneyland, and then Frozen. You know, we have a lot of Frozen versions in the parks and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was nice to get something a little that uniqueness. Although with a 1.5-year-old, that was not easy. We had to leave a couple times, or at least my husband did, because he knew I wanted to actually watch.
I'm not leaving.
I didn't leave. My husband did with him. So I liked that. I really liked the character meet and greets. Again, when there wasn't really much of a line. We went in it was right between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So it was a really nice time because it didn't seem like overly packed. It was the Christmas themed cruising.
Okay.
So that I really enjoyed. So the whole cruise was decked out. They were playing Christmas movies on the deck by the pool, and that was a lot of fun. They had Santa meet and greet. So I remember those being things that we really liked. And then the trivia and stuff like that was fun. We didn't really get to experience stuff at night for more adult things because we had our son, other than the shows, but it's not like we went out to the bars where they played music. That's something we would have really liked to do. So we missed that. So I can't say what it's like at Disney. But yeah, I think the characters were great. I mean, one of the character, Belle, I think, she met my son one day, and then 2 days later, she called him by name. I was I was floored. How do you remember that? I was so surprised. Unless it's some Disney magic and she overheard me call his name. But it really felt so genuine, and I think it was I don't know, it was just so cool. And dressing up the pirate night was fun.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I dressed up as Wendy. My son was the little alligator or crocodile, sorry.
Croc.
My husband was Smee. Yeah. So
Nice.
we did that. That was fun.
That is really cute.
Yeah.
All right.
And then
Cool.
there's one restaurant on the Fantasy that is my favorite for their rotational dinings. It's Animator's Palette, because they have one night it's Crush and you're under the sea with Nemo, and then if you're lucky enough to have a second night, you'll sit down. They'll have a little piece of paper in front of you, and it'll have a spot for a head, arms, body, legs, and pants, and you get to draw a character, and it comes to life at the very end of dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sorcerer Mickey comes around and just does a little parade around the restaurant. It was probably my mom and I's favorite part of the entire cruise.
Love that.
Yes, I agree. I can't. How did I forget that? I don't know, because that part was incredible. That's very unique to a Disney cruise.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Crush one, it's basically Turtle Talk with Crush, but while dining. So that was always fun. But yeah, the animator thing, that was really, really cool. And it was a nice surprise and delight. We did not know that was coming when we went. So yeah, very unique.
Nice. Have you guys seen all the footage from the Disney Adventure, the new cruise ship?
I have.
I don't know about all of it, but I know some of it.
Well, I saw the Rogers the Musical from Disneyland is what they have for the theater.
Oh
for
no,
the
I
Disney
didn't see
Adventure.
that.
Yeah, so I think that's really cool.
Interesting. Okay.
And then they have one of the shows that they have on the main deck, the Scarlet Witch will be flying, and then you have Vision on the other side
That's
flying, and I'm this is so cool.
So cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. All right. I think we hit everything.
It was a lot.
Do you feel sufficiently questioned about your Disney Cruise Line vacation?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I think that does it. Alexa, thank you. Katie, thanks again. If you guys want to follow Alexa, I'll make sure to link everything and everywhere you can find her. We'll also link Bree too in Disneyland. Make sure you follow us on all of your social medias at Going Beyond the Podcast. We also have a Beacons channel. That's where you can kind of find everything all in one. It's beacons.ai/Going Beyond the Castle. We have a website, goingbeyondthecastle.com. I've been trying to do some maintenance on there and get looking all spiffy. So it's always a work in progress, but it is a pretty cool website to have. And follow us on TikTok. Lori and I are going live sometimes on TikTok, and Katie's definitely chatting in the comments. So we look forward to seeing you guys wherever it may be out on social media. Thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll see you next week. See you guys. Alexa,
Bye.
stay on. Don't leave.